All right, we're gonna do a VOD review, chat. I haven't done a VOD review in like a year. Immediately, new Queen Street, huh? So let's think to ourselves. Immediately, right? The team comps so far are on your team. You have Mercy, Ana, Cass, Ash, right? And you're playing Monkey. Other team is running Brig Zen, right? Bastion, Tracer, Reinhardt, right? So what this tells me is that if either tank decides to engage, like this isn't a game of how much better you are as a tank player than the other tank. It won't matter how good you are mechanically, okay? It's gonna matter how your positioning and your decision making. So let's think to ourselves like how these fights might play out. All right? So if you jump in, do you expect any of your teammates to help you? Probably not. Like the moment you jump, you're already out of cast damage range anyways. So tell me, how do you expect these fights to play out? Like what do you expect to happen like when you first arrive at the bot at the intersection here? Do you expect to have do you expect to have follow-up? Do you expect to have long-range damage or a lot of damage wherever you're jumping to? Probably not, right? Now, on the other end, what do you expect when you face enemies? Do you expect to be able to kill any of them? Probably not. So, well, what is your job then, right? If you don't have follow-up for a dive, right? And the only follow-up you have is an on a nade. But even then, you probably die. Probably bait Discord, take attention of backline, don't die. Exactly. You're playing turtle mode. You're here to bubble your teammates. You're here to play safe. Like, poking is okay, but if you take a lot of damage poking, then it's not that good. But they don't have a lot of poke. Like, at most, you'll probably take a couple of balls to the face, but you're used to that being a monkey player, right? Everybody's going to be shooting you constantly. So your goal is not only to bait Discord and take attention off backline, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to coerce the enemies into making bad mistakes. So you're supposed to be like you're bait, you know? You're the bait on the hook. You're meant to bait the Ryan to do something stupid. You're meant to bait the Tracer to do something stupid, the Bastion to do something stupid, the Brigand Zen to do something stupid. You're trying to bait them into LOS of your Ashe and your Cass as often as possible. Now, you don't have to, like, peel for Tracer exactly, right? But if you just, like, point out where Tracer is, you'll have a good time. That way your Cass knows, your Ana knows what's up, right? Let's see what you do. So you're staging coast, checking back for teammates, wondering where they're at. You see the Reinhardt main. Like, this guy's on the ground. He's not really a threat just yet. You're walking up, taking the space. That's good. You discover they have a Bastion now, right? He's swinging. Now, see what happens here. Bastion turrets and you escape 50 HP. All right. So that jump you did, it very concerning, super concerning jump. And you're like, what? But I jumped to safety, you say, right? Let me show you what happens here. So if you jump, right? Now you're holding bubble, like you have bubble, but you jump out. So now for 6 seconds, like you're effectively dead for 6 seconds. Okay? Now let's take a look at what is going on up here, right? The Tracer's up here, right? The Brig is close, of course, and the Rhine too, right? If the Bastion and Zen were in better positions, what these guys do is they go, oh, the monkey's in our backline. The Brig fights him. You do no damage anyways, right? Probably get forced to bubble because of Bastion. And then the Zen, the Tracer, and the Rhine roll over the rest of your team. Like, this guy, all he has to do is block the sleep and the hinder, and then, like, it's free, right? But by jumping to this position, you put your teammates in a spot where they have to use cooldowns like that to be able to keep playing, right, and survive. Like, you force your team's cooldown. So like let's see like what your cast is doing, right? Look what happens here. He sees the Ryan, right? I mean, these guys are ballsy. They just walk up. But if the other guys were like set up properly, and like if the enemy DPS were in better positions, then these guys just get popped, right? Like, imagine instead of a Rhino, it was a Junker Queen. Would you still do that jump? Probably not. Now there's another thing, and I suffer from this myself too. All right, so you jump back here, all right? Like, if you notice, the brig comes by to fight you. Like, she doesn't have to be afraid. She has Zen Orb in her passive, and she whooped Winston, right? Now again, if the Bastion was a little bit smarter and he hangs out over here, you're dead. There's actually nothing you can do, yeah, right? There, like, if this Ryan turns around and pins you, like, that's half your health right there. The rest to Brig, the rest from Bastion, you're cooked. Just because you jump in backline, right? Like, you're jumping into people that where your bubble doesn't really matter. At least not now, right? Like, all that you can block from Brig is whip shot. Everything else doesn't really matter, right? Like, even Ryan will swing at you with his big wind hammer. Will beat the shit out of you, right? And Bastion will just break your bubble or just walk into it, or Ryan will pin you out of it. A bubble is cosmetic in this game, right? But they somehow let you out. The Ryan charges forward, and now you hop on this Brig. A little ambitious. You popped in with half health. So let's say we do this instead. So instead of fighting this Brig, right? So let's talk real quick. All right? Let's talk real quick. What are the strengths and the weaknesses of the enemy team, and then same with your team, but we'll do enemy team first. So what are the strengths of the enemy team? They're very sturdy, right? Like, they'll take a while to die. It won't be that quick. Like, you can't just insta burst someone. Maybe Zen, but then one Brig pack and you're cooked, right? Like, it's spooky time, right? They've got a beefy comp, but the difference is they don't have a lot of sustain throughout the fight, right? Like, they have low heals, which means they want fights to last, like, not too long. Like, they can't sit there and fight it forever, right? Like, Zen Orb won't be enough. Brig Inspire won't be enough, right? After Brig runs out of packs, right? And then they have like high burst damage, right? Like, it'll take a while for Ryan to get into any position for him to do something, and then Bastion turret form is periodic, right? I mean, the only thing now is they just swapped the Widow, so now they have like more poke. But now, like, in this case, you just dive Widow, force Brig packs, and they'll be fine, right? You just keep this one busy, and then these guys have to sustain themselves against Ryan. There's not much you could do against them, to be honest, right? Since they don't have blockable heals, not a whole lot that can be done. But back when they're on Tracer, in this case, right, we see our team is deciding to back up here. Everybody, right? Where's Ana? What we could have done, or what we should be doing, is you're going to play the punish game, right? So you tried to do that here on the Brig. So you want to play the punish game, but you see, you hop on the Brig without bubble and half HP. You're already down armor, right? If this Bastion notices you, one bomb, headshot, even from Zen, you're cooked, right? If the Zen just walks up, discords you, the Bastion looks bottom left, he just chucks a nade, you're dead instantly. But let's say we position here by our cast. That way we are frontline pressure, right? And we're prepared for whenever Bastion pops his turret form, even though we have bubble. Like, with bubble, we'll be prepared, right? You see, like, by the time this guy pops turret form, you have your bubble, right? And you've just placed it. But you've placed it in a spot where all it does is block Zen damage as you get beat by Brig and you're discorded, right? I think you just dropped the Discord, but like, you know, oh no, you are discorded. If we look at what's happening over here, your teammates are getting pressed. These guys can't shoot past the Rhine shield, and they can't get like the Bastion's about to come by and mow them down. It's a low value engagement, exactly, right? So you're choosing like in here, you're trying to make a trade. Like I can feel you're like, okay, I know the Rhine here, I know the Bastion here, and it's like I see this Brig alone with Zen. I think I can trade them out, and my teammates will trade out these guys theoretically, right? Like if this Ana's in such a good spot, like she lands one sleep, one nade, and then the cast fan roll fan, he's done. The Rhine's cooked. Same with Bastion, right? Like Ash will just demolish his Bastion. But imagine if you just bubble off the Bastion, your teammates shoot him, and now your frontline pressure for run, you body block, your Ana doesn't die, and you live to tell another tale, right? Like it's not your job to kill Bastion. It's your DPS's job to kill Bastion, but you're supposed to serve Bastion on a silver platter for them. You're supposed to make him like he will pop turret the moment you jump out, right? The moment you're in front of Bastion, he's like, "Oh, Winston, free monkey, dude!" Right? So you force the turret form because they're greedy like that, and you let you make them killable, right? But like like here, let me go back a little bit, like to when the Bastion pops the form. Like imagine if you just pop the bubble here for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, your Ashe and Cass, like they'll destroy him. Like through Brig Zen heals, they'll absolutely destroy him. And these guys, like you won't be able to get discorded because of the bubble, right? And you won't be able to get whipped. And then the bubble also just make Rhine nervous. Like just the idea of being in the shield, like tank players don't like, right? So gotta be aware of that. So it's not like make a trade, it's create a favorable opportunity. So again here, look, you're looking for the Widow, right? That guy already has slam, that's nuts. Trying to body block him, huge, see? And they kill him. This is a good peel. I'm surprised he had Primal slam that fast, not gonna lie. A little bit of panicking, that's alright. The Bastion dies to himself. Okay, you're just peeking. Just chucking bot along, scouting out, taking position. You see the Rhine chasing you. Yeah, this is a bit of a troll. Oh, that's a troll nano. Yeah, that nano's not good. Oh, close. Okay. Still is here. So why did you decide to go in this small room? Like why walk into this room? I'm assuming it's to like take space and like try to like pop out this angle and just like peek around, right? Set up an avoid poke, right? But set up for what? What are we setting up for? Are we gonna try to dive this Widow? Right? Well, she's encompassed by Zen and Bastion close by. Probably not. Trying to get to Widow. The thing is, we don't know where she's at, right? So if you don't know where Widow's at before the fight begins, and it's a tough setup. Cause now, like, if you go into this room, like, look what happens. Watch HP in the top right. You go in this room, you pop out the corner, and you end up getting Winston, and your Ana panics and nanos you, right? Like all your Ana sees is hold Winston. My monkey's gonna die because there's a Widow Zen right there, right? And he's getting his Winston beat by Rhine, right? So you put yourself in this room where the Rhine's like, well, I'm just gonna walk in and swing this monkey. You probably do die without nano, right? So if you walk, like, being in small rooms is not good for you. right? Now, there's a difference between being in this small room and having enemies in this small room, and you're like outside here, right? Getting the cleave through here is different than getting cleaved in here, right? So the right, like, you ever play Ryan and just like, oh man, all the enemies are here. You throw one fire strike and it's tick 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 tick, and you have slam, right? Just like that. Same idea, right? But if the Ryan's in here, he's like, man, like I don't want to get fire strike and have everybody in my team get hit by the same fire strike. It's the same win, right? So like it's too tight of a space for Monkey to do anything in, right? Because like jump effectively becomes useless. Like you hop in this room and you can't jump until you get to another doorway, for the most part, or if you get to like this section, right? So let's think to ourselves where we could have staged instead, right? Where can Monkey stage? Let's think to ourselves. I mean, in here is all right. It's not bad, but we wanna play like kind of like, because it's a corner, you don't really want to peek, right? So I've showcased this before, but I'll do it again. I showcased this a long time ago. Okay, let's see. So we have this corner here, right? So all of your teammates are hanging out on this side, like they're all in this, so that anybody like in this LOS, right? In this LOS will take damage from your teammates, right? But anyone in the, like this area here, right, up until like this cross, will take damage. So if you're in this section, right, like the Bastion will have LOS of you, the Zen will have LOS of you, the Rhino will have LOS, the Widow will have LOS, right? So how do we play this corner then, right? What we're trying to do is we're trying to bait the enemies into walking into our side of the map that you have control over, you and your team have control over, to be able to allow your DPS to shoot them for free, right? Like imagine if the Zen walks up here, he's dead easily, right? But him being like here, there's no way he'll die. So like when you get to corners, swapping to their sides, yeah, you sit back until they're in your team LOS, then dive. Exactly, right? Like you're getting too antsy. Like I know you want to play the game, but when you're playing Winston, you have to play so incredibly slow. You have one bubble and 2 jumps in the duration of bubble, right? You have 1 jump in bubble and then 1 jump out, right? Like you have to plan to live for 12 seconds in the enemy team whenever you jump in. You either, kill them and you get follow-up jumps after to, get more kills, or you don't kill them and then you have to jump back to your team. Like that's your plan, right? So do you expect to survive against the Widow Zen Rhine here with the Bastion looming around the corner? Probably not, right? But likewise, does the Brig expect to live against the DPS here if she pops out? Probably not, right? Same with the Bastion, same with the Zen, same with the Widow. The Rhine will probably live because he has shield, but your job is to just like keep pressure on Rhine because you do true damage. You just burn his armor and then you leave him alone. Well, let's say you're looking like a big juicy monkey, right? And you hang out in this room. I know we just said being in small rooms is not good, but being in the small room did nothing for you. It was only detrimental to you, right? But if you're in this small room, the Bastion goes, oh my god, there's a free monkey in here, right? You take a little damage, you lose your armor. The Brig goes, oh my god, there's a free monkey in here. You take your damage, lose your armor, and then you drop back to the safety of your team. Now the Bastion gets into LOS of your cast and gets into LOS of your damage boosted Ash with the big wind hat. See what I mean? So if you bait them to be in bad positions, instantly Ash sends in the dynamite, cast lands a headshot or body shot, whatever. This one lands another shot. If they kill, it's up to them. If not, you did your job. And not only like would you take damage to survive, or sorry, you take damage to survive, but you feed your support ult charge, right? So you get closer to I guess in this case it would be Valk, but you already have Nano. Like you know what I mean? Like you earn ult charge this way for your teammates, right? Like your job is to be like to bait, like as we said. Does that make sense? Like, what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So you get why like going into this small room against the Bastion Brig is better than just setting up in this small room waiting for the enemies. All right, let's see what happens next. So you get nanoed. Now we can't use this nano. The Bastion pops turret. Your cast is holding Deadeye. They're jumping on Widow, right? Now again, look, the Rhine walks up to your teammates, LOSs them, and then you get charged. Remember when you did this exact same thing before, like on first attack, where you jump in backline, right? And then you just chill. I think when there's a Widow, you feel the urge to control her and don't trust your team. I mean, yeah. All like the best thing you can do is just be like, hey, Widow on right, you know? And then your cast goes, oh, okay, I'm gonna position better for this, right? Like it's all communication. Like you don't have to like actively contest her to like give your team info for how to play around her. Even if Bastion Brig is not there and is a small room still better because it's easier to fall out to your team. Yeah, I'd say so. Like I'd say like being in here, like you're in a helpable position, right? But being in here, like how's your Ana gonna shoot you? Your Ana has to walk out to here to heal you. And do you really want your Ana LOSing the Widow to heal you? Probably not, right? Like if you're in here, like how is anybody gonna help you? Nobody can help you. No one's gonna want to help you, right? No DPS, no support's gonna want. They're gonna be like, yeah, dude, you're cooked, right? Well, you see back here, like here, you're like when you jump in the backline like this to like contest the Widow, right? Let's think to ourselves like what this Widow has, okay? Look, she ends up killing your cast too. All right, so we do this jump back, right? And then you're like, okay, I popped my bubble. And you're like, I see this Widow, I gotta contest her, right? And what does she do? She just grapples away, right? And it's like, okay, great. Now what are you gonna do? Right? You ain't gonna do,
Winston.
bud. So you're effectively dead for 6 seconds, and your teammate, like the enemy goes, oh, well now they're all open out here for free, right? So then they start pressuring your team. And look where your teammates go. Well, the cast gets headshot during that somehow. Oh, he gets headshot before doing the jump. But like, look, even now when you, like, now that you've chilled back here, you've gotten your cooldown back or your jump cooldown, your bubble, whatever. Do you think your teammates are in a spot to help you? Not really, because they're forced back by the Rhine. Like you are giving up the space that your team is occupying by rando jumping to this Widow, right? You're giving up that space. So let's think to ourselves, what could we have done to make this a better situation for ourselves? So we pop this bubble, right? We get headshot by Widow, right? We still have Nano, but there's no one that's really killable, right? We have our bubble coming up in 8 seconds. And we have Primal in a little bit too. Now, would the jump to the small confinement room be better than jumping into the Bastion Rhine? No, I don't think so. I don't think going anywhere is the choice, to be honest. Like, why do you have to contest this Widow? Like, oh, what like is it your job to kill her? I mean, not like kind of. It's too long of a sight line, right? Like your job is to just be like, hey, Widow's on the right. You know that because you just got shot, right? You take big damage, you pop your bubble, and now you're chilling. Your teammates see that your bubble is cooked, your HP is low, your Ana just used her cooldowns on you, right? And you got nothing. So you guys go, like, you say to your team, play slow, chill, right? Like, these guys just pop Bastion turret. They're using their resources too, and they're getting antsy because you're about to take lead. Like, this cast dying is like it's a result of him just being dumb. Like, him jumping down is just him being antsy. But if you say, hey, like, chill out, like, just wait a second, we just move bot for now, like, these guys are all getting antsy too. But look how close you are to ults, right? You're close on Primal, you're close on Bob. What do they have? They have Trance, the Brig ult coming. They don't have kill power in their ults. They have defense. So if you just play slow, you build up your Primal, you build up your Bob, then you have opportunity creation, right? Because like what happens, like what happens to a primal in trance? One of two things. Either you split someone off who you can kill, right, in a couple seconds, or you end up just disrupting them to outlast the transcendence, right? And you kind of like coerce them away from your team. Like you play defense with primal, or you play offense and split attention. It depends on the situation. In this case, if you have primal and they have trans, I'd probably just go to primal the widow, probably take her away, kidnap one, right? So that these guys just kite out of the trance. They land their nade, they land their sleep, their hinder, their bob that they have, right? And then they play the both ways as you take out the widow and create one threat and create an opportunity, right? Because like they just use turret, they just use all these cooldowns. But if you just sit back, play slow, like you're good. But you see the moment you jump, she lands the shot on your cast, right? Now you're out here doing nothing, and you're in such a bad spot. You can't be helped. You can't do anything as Monkey, right? And your team ends up getting forced out and picked off one by one as they leave. Oh, that's how Bastion looks there. Holy! But you see the difference? Or like, do you understand the difference of the plays? This is the thing with playing tank, is like the line between like making a good play and being a thrower is so fine. Like as Winston, you are constantly one jump away, no matter how good the jump is. You're one jump away, like whether it's mistimed or not accurate enough, from just being dead and throwing. Always one jump away. So what's the play as Winston? Don't Winston jump. Right? Like I sit back and you just wait for someone else to do something stupid. Like you're a good player. You probably have the reaction time to like to block or shatter with bubble, right? So you just sit back, the Ryan gets antsy, and you fucking block that Winston, right? You sit back, let your DPS build up their ults. You go in with Bob, you bubble Bob. He can't get whipped, he can't get shot, he can't get killed, he can't get slammed, right? You're chilling with Bob. He's in bubble. You're Winston up. You know what I mean? Like you're playing like for your own individual prowess, right? Like you're trying to be like the playmaker, but you're not the playmaker, right? You're not the guy that you're like when you're playing Winston. You're not the guy that dunks on everybody else. You're the guy that lays it up properly, right? So if you're gonna set up the dunkers on your team, your DPS, you gotta do that in a good way. Like, especially in a team comp that's designed against you, or not designed against you, but like it's favorable not only for the map, but is more cohesive than the team comp that you have. Let's see what happens next. Winston. Oh, poor Ana. Pretty good juggle. What was your plan? Oh, what the? What was your plan in this engagement? That last jump, we know you just got overzealous. Like it's okay, whatever. Like you understand that was a mistake. I'm not gonna like egg you on. That last jump, obviously, like you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go in again. Yeah, you know that it's not it. It's okay. So here, like, I guess you're just trying to get to a good position. But I think you just want to contest. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think this is like a positioning jump. I think you just want to fight them and make sure that they don't take this space, right? And you do that, but then you pop this bubble, which like I get, you know, just in case defense. Sure, I'm down with it. But then the brick gets emptied. So let's think. So she pops Rally in this small room against you, and you have your Ana nearby, right? I guess you didn't see the nade in time, which is okay. Hey, you just used a Primal. Like, you wanted to use Primal here to fight her, which is fine. Like, you preemptively did, right? Like, you wanted to just insta-kill her. I can see it. But, like, did you have to? I know you hate Brig. I can feel it in your eyes. So let's think to ourselves, right? Are you alone in this room against these two? No, not really. You have the strongest character on your team and the best synergy with Monkey of all time, Ana. And your job, right? Like, imagine this, okay? Imagine instead of like pushing them further out of your Ana's LOS, what you do is you pop here, right? Hold on, let me like wind it back a little. Right? So you do this contesting jump, right? As you did. Right? We pop in this room. You pop bubble here. Right? And you hear the rally. Now, instead of holding W and pushing them back out of the doorway, if you just back up here, right? You have your bubble on the edge of this instead, right? To block the Bastion because you saw him walking in, right? You move backwards here. Now, what does that do? It puts these two who want to kill you, right? With Rally, with Ryan, in front of these two, of the rest of your team as soon as the Ash peeks here, right? So instead of them being hidden away in this room where your teammates can't help you, you coerce them back into you. So you move back, the Brig bashes into you, she dives forward into you, into the doorway, right? The Ryan also goes, hey, this Winston monkey, y'all, and he holds W like the big nutcase he is, right? And you pull them into LOS of the doorway, which they don't even realize has 4 enemies hanging behind it. Ana lands 1 nade, easy clap, right? And you probably don't even need to use Primal, and you get the kill. But because you're in such an unhelpable position, like in tandem with your teammates, your Ana can only nade by the time she walks into the doorway. So remember when I was talking about like setting up teammates to dunk on them, right? This is exactly what I mean. Where it's like you pull the you force their movement and positioning. Like you're not here to force their health bars move. You're here to force their positioning so that your teammates can force the health bars. Yeah, utilize your backline more. You don't have to 1v5, man. 1v5, like you're picking the worst hero to 1v5 people as. What's the plan versus Rally? I just get stunned and then leave. I don't give a Winston. Most times she's killable though if she rallies into you, but get stunned and then just Winston. Hop out. I mean, it's useless Winston. Ult if you leave her, right? Like you're just supposed to like you're here to bait cooldowns and bait bad positioning. You don't have to do anything, dude. All right. All right. Time to talk about your juggle skills. All right. So these hits, I could tell these hits on the Rhino were just like, I want to do damage, right? But what you can actually do, what you can actually do on Winston with Primal is you can just push back the Ryan, right? So if you do the first punch forward and he moves back a little during the charge, you get in front, right? You get in front and you just keep smacking him that way, right? Boom, bang, boom, bang, and he can't charge at you. You just have it's a little tricky on the timing, but you can perfectly juggle the Rhine charge. The other alternative is to just tank the Rhine charge, right? It's better for your team and you if you just take the hit from Rhine, right? Instead of your Ana getting killed, and then you push him back anyways. Then here you just beat Winston, and then you could tell the moment you like mid jump, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna kill them. Like mid jump, you're like, oh, Winston. Peep, my HP's 350, right? Why? Because during the jump time, you're like, oh, 1,000 health, perfect, right? Turn around, I'm gonna jump, and you're like, what? Winston. Yeah, welcome to Winston, right? Usually like 2 kills and you're good. like this, it's like instant. You can see it, dude. Like watch the health bar. 1,900 gets the kill, turn around, 350. It's like, huh? I didn't respect Discord, exactly. It's a good jump out. Alright, what are we doing here? It's a good body block on this guy. Good job not getting charged there. Alright. Well, what? You know what? I'm gonna let it play. Let's see how long this goes on for. All right, chat. Let's talk about the greatest mistake on push. Let's talk about it. So what is something that a lot of players do not do? Push the push spot. That's right. You'd be correct if you said that. So let's think to ourselves. Let's look at how long this push spot sits here. Okay. $6:15. The bot is paused. The enemy team still retains close spawn. Okay? Very key. They still retain close spawn. Actually, let's do like this so you can see them spawn. Okay, watch right here. Here's the bot. The Bastion spawn. He's the last one to get the close spawn, right? Now let's see what happens. They get the kill on Bob, end up pushing the bot, but they end up killing 2. They still retain close spawn. Make big jump. Okay, maybe nobody. Oh, I thought somebody else died here. So I flip the colors. Okay, it's fine that they stop close after, but the moral is that, but you have to stop close spawn. You have to stop close spawn like as fast as possible. Like at least move the bot to halfway, and then you take your position up here. I don't think about the push close spawn threshold at all. Yeah, you got to. You know why? Like the biggest key is let's say your Ashe here is very good, right? She coaches up, pop goes the Widow, right? You get the Widow kill, but they still have close spawn. The Widow just respawns right in front of where you're at anyways. You know what I mean? 1 grapple and she's back in headshot range, right? But if you stop close spawn, then it's like minimum 3 grapples, like to get anywhere. You see what I mean? So if you stop close spawn, the bot is very good for you for a few reasons. 1, the bot is big cover, right? The bot is literally moving cover for you to walk throughout the street. It gives you a spot to like stand at while being kind of safe. Like if the bot's parked like right here and the Rhine is contesting, like you have this corner. Yeah, you have this corner and the bot to hide behind, right? If someone pops out. So you like use the payload to your advantage. Like what is the strength in you fighting this like fighting the Rhine down here, right? Like, hold on, where you at? Like here is a good brawl, yeah, but like it's like now what? Now what? You're gonna peek the Zen Widow Rhine like on low ground and brawl them, right? Not really. You've already used bubble, and this guy has slam too, right? End up bobbing, which is fine, but he just gets discorded and you don't have bubble. Like it's just a bad engage, bad timing. And you pop bubble again in fear. Your Ashe gets rolled over. You're like panicking, trying to figure out what to do now. Right? You're doing all this backline shenanigans. But as your team gets picked off one by one, your team gets slammed. Now you trade the Widow, which is fine. You're gonna trade the Zen. But why not just sit back with our team here? Like why not be where our Mercy is? We know our Mercy has Valk, right? We heard it. It popped before we went out. We know she has res too. Because you just got res before this fight began. It's like 30 seconds ago. Right? So what you do is you create an opportunity here. Like instead of just jumping far out, like you need to make the space and like fend off this Ryan from stopping this res. Right? And not only do you have to fend off the Ryan from stopping the res, you also have to protect the Ashe afterwards, right? But again, you jump to a spot where your teammates can't help you. They're not going to want to help you, and you're effectively dead. Like back here, you're dead. You're actively doing nothing. Might as well not be in the game, right? Your Ana gets headshot, right? They trade out the Bastion. You end up trading the Widow, but then the Ryan comes by and RKOs your entire team. But imagine this scenario. Here we are. Our Ashe just got rezzed, and we're playing back. Right? We're sitting right here. Tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle, tickle. Bubble off that guy. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Bubble off this guy. Right? Block the shatter. Protect the teammates. Tickle, tickle. That guy gets obliterated because he's alone in the backline with no help. Tickle, tickle, tickle. She dies. Tickle, tickle, tickle. He dies. And you push the bot and get the lead. Or at least close one. But because you're like... You're just leaving this team. Like, look, this Ryan's an idiot. Like, who's gonna help this guy? Like, you're doing what this guy, like, what you're doing is the same thing as this Ryan. The only difference, he has ult and has the playmaking potential. Like, he makes a bigger play than you do. Yeah, you get the Widow, but then he gets 2, and there's no way you ever kill their backline. Like, there's no shot. Even if you lose Discord and jump back into them, you have 2 seconds to kill them before you're discorded again. So. Or 7 seconds to kill them before you're discorded again, which is not possible. Here we're taking a lot of damage before the fight begins. So, unlucky shot. If you communicate the Widow's where, that won't happen. Ah, see? Deep jump. What ends up happening? The Ryan turns around. Okay, we're gonna speed through this a little bit, just because a lot of this stuff is gonna just be rehashing of what we already covered. At least that's what I'm assuming. Actually, let's talk about this. Well, let's think to ourselves. Is there an easier way for us to secure ult? If only there was some sort of long-range Tesla ability for us to have. We see that the bubble has been destroyed. We have lost all of our armor. We are now stuck in front of a Zen, in front of a Widow, in front of a Brig, right? So instead of like risking it, yeah, it's panic, right? Because a bubble gone panic, right? But when in doubt, just jump away, right? You jump up here, you jump back into Ana LOS, you jump back in, jump back into your team. Like, these guys will help you, man. Like, I know I say teammates are dog all the time, and they are. But, like, they're not, they might be dog, but they're not dumb. If they see red, they will shoot red, right? Like, set these guys up. Like, you're out here trying to play chess with your own character, but play chess with your team. Like, these guys are your pawns, man. These guys can only play the game if you allow them to, right? But likewise, the same way, you can only play the game if they allow you to, right? But if you put yourself in a spot where you can't get helped, then they can't help you. And if they can't help you, then they end up in their position to try to help you, which ends up losing them the game too, or losing their fight as well. You know what I mean? Because like, what are these guys going to do against Orion? The Orion goes backline. What happens? He gets slept. Gets shot a couple times. He holds shield. Maybe antied. Right? Does he make it out? Maybe. But if he's in melee range, he's gonna beat the wind out of these guys. So like play off of your teammates. Like understand that like yo, if my Ashe can like if you hold tab, you see which DPS has the highest kills, and you just play off of that guy. You go, oh, my Ashe is popping off. She lands every headshot. Okay, I'm gonna just lead everybody into them. Cause like, even if this Widow is back here with just a break, you're not killing her. You're not killing her in time for anything good to happen. You know what I mean? Like on Monkey especially, it's important to like give up on the damage. Like you're trying to make big juggle plays, big Monkey zap, but if you want to succeed on Monkey, you have to play off of these guys. Cause like this Sojourn will delete that Widow, this Ashe will delete that Widow. You'll take like 8 to 10 business days if you're lucky, right? If it's UPS, like you're in Winston, dude. Like if they have Rig Zen, like you're not going nowhere. But you see, like look at your Sojourn. What does she do? She kills 2, right? And then you punish the break for jumping in with Rally, because every break wants to just hold W. You know what I mean? Like when they have Rally, they just hold W, man. Like these guys are so predictable. They all do the same thing, right? Like this is the thing about Overwatch 2 is that they've boiled down all the playstyles to be predictable if you're good. So if you can predict the playstyles, like you'll be fine. But you also have to make them known to your teammates, right? Alright, pop quiz. How long does Widow's sights last? "15 seconds, there you go. Like what I started doing is I started calling out the time that Widow Sights ends. They're trying to make a big juggle play. You got one, which is good. Move the Rhino away. Trade the break too. That's both supports down. See, like this is your playmaking potential. Now, yes, you're like way far out, but this is a good play, right? It's a good play. Get discorded, bait, nice. Now we wait, Now we strike. Oh. I was expecting you to go in. Oh, okay. You didn't. It's good you didn't. It's on your head. But then you do that jump in again. I don't get it. Like it does, it's a bit of a troll. You should have just jumped off at the very start. Like when you first made it to the coast. If you jump off, you catch the wave. The really big troll is back here. Way before this. Like this jump was so troll. Alright, so here's your setup, quote unquote, right? It's small room setup. But again, what are we setting up for? Deja vu, right? Deja vu. Well, what are we gonna do over here? Right here, you're just taking the space and occupying them so that these guys don't move. Right? And the answer is the same as last time. You do nothing. You sit back, you chill. Right? You play like down here, you can play in this room. You sit back and chill. Right? Because the bot is still trucking along. You have 3 teammates on bot. You can even see it on cart here. It tells you, right, how many teammates you have. No teammates are available to help you. Right? They panic Bob and send him out. And just like Bob, you see how Bob got 1v5'd? Like that
Winston.
happened to you if you go in. Right? You know, oh, that's a bad Bob. It's the same idea with Tank. Right? But again, you sit back here. You have to be prepared to block shatter. Right? Even if you don't block shatter and you die anyways, like Like it's fine. Like you'll catch wave anyways, and you go again with your whole team, right? Might feed a little bit more ult charge, but like this way you're feeding ult charge anyways, right? Like existing as a tank is to feed. Like playing tank, you have to be strategic in your feeding, right? And if you hop off here, you catch wave. You catch the wave with Ashe, and you make it back on time. Well, you see, you get no bot progress. Like your biggest mistake is not stopping their close spawn fast enough, and then not focusing on achieving your close spawn and maintaining it. Right? So when I play the map, like it doesn't matter how the team fights go. If I have close spawn and I can stall long enough here for my teammates to revive in this corner as opposed to this corner, then we end up getting a second contest before they get close spawn again. You see what I mean? But because you let the bot walk across the map over this platform, it doesn't matter how far it gets over here. Like it genuinely doesn't matter, right? What matters is how long it takes to get back to 0.0, right? So like the best way that I heard push get described is I imagine you're playing King of the Hill and the enemy team gets their point to like 85%, whatever, right? Your job before your team can begin making percentage progress is you have to reduce their 85% all the way back to 0. And then from here, this is when your push actually begins. But because you don't stop their push, right? Like, yes, you end the fight, but because you don't stop their push, they end up just getting free fights. They walk the bot along, they get the close spawn, and they sit here and maintain you the whole time. They could even just sit back and play defense for the next minute and a half, and there's not a whole lot you can do. If they just press, like, if they keep the bot here, they play on this corner, you're fucked. You actually can't do nothing on Monkey if they play here. Then it's DPS challenge, right? That is DPS's job. Like, this is what I do. Sometimes I'll just, like, leave the bot past the checkpoint, and I'll just chill. Let my DPS pop off. I don't have to do nothing. These guys have to play into us. If they want to start, if you want to start making progress on the bot to win the game, you have to take risks, right? But Monkey is pretty risky to play, especially into a team comp like theirs. Another chance indeed. Little space taking jump. Tickling. Trying to earn any bit of ult charge before next few fights come out. Punishing the backline, or attempting to dive backline. He didn't drop Discord, and just got wimpy. Like, that'll happen to you every time you jump on a Zen or Brick Zen with the thing, or any support with Zen, to be honest, or any support with Brick, sorry. And then your team ends up getting wiped. You really wanted the Widow. But see, she gets brick packed, and like this is the worst part about Overwatch. She gets brick packed and it takes half an hour. See, but now you have 30 seconds to reset the progress back to 0 and then begin. See, jumping away from Bastion is good. Now you're trying to like sniff him out. But honestly, you could just leave this guy. Look at big distraction. Like, you have to be on bot. I mean, clearing him out is fine too. But again, okay. Actually, I'm gonna show you why that was a bad decision. And like, we've already talked about this a lot, but I'm gonna show it to you again. So that you really get this idea. Oh, he actually got far spawn. What the? So watch. Your team can't walk up, right? Because you're not there. They can't go anywhere. So you kill the Bastion. The Ryan gets control of bot, I think. No, and look where Bastion spawns. So like, yeah, you cleared him out. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But watch, he comes back to the front anyways. And where is he? Surprise, surprise, right in front of you. Now you get 2 here somehow. But you see what I mean? He get like you killing him didn't mean anything. He's exactly where he is gonna be anyways, right? There's big trade. Teammates pushing. That's very unfortunate for Sojourn. Nice. You just save your mercy. Let's go. What are we jumping up here for? Just a little bit of contesting, I suppose. They died to Widow, they died to Bastion ult. Like, you're just gonna get out ulted anyways. Like, they have trance, they have slam, like, these guys are just gonna kill you guys. Alright, so that's the game. What you learn? Could that bubble have been better at the end? It doesn't matter. You lost both supports. Our player on team. Alright. Yeah, you see, like, it's just like these guys, like, they'll help you. They want to help you, right? Like, you're pretty good mechanically. It's just like, it's decision making, right? That's all that it is. But if you bait enemies into your teammates instead of baiting them into your own plays, you'll find greater success. Okay, here, we'll go over this one. It's perfect. Same loss. Let's see the difference. So let's compare team comps again. All right. So my team comp is a double sniper on a Juno. All right. So again, do we expect follow up behind corners? Probably not. No one on my team can help me, right? Do we expect to kill anybody on the enemy team? No. If Mercy attaches her yellow beam to them, they are genuinely unkillable. And the only way you get it in a limb, I mean, if you like catch these guys out, but if the Mercy attaches them for even a second, you stop shooting and you're out. Like, you see Mercy, you can't do damage. You're probably like way too far in anyways, probably half health, losing armor. No way you kill anyone past Mercy heals, right? So then let's think to ourselves, like, what can we do to the enemy team? Yeah, they are like they got big damage. So they have Hog, they have Kiri Mercy, Widow Ashe, right? So you can force Kiri cooldowns, right? And then re-engage in the fight after, right? You can force Mercy fly, force Coach Gun, right? Or you force these guys off of good positions to shoot your team, right? At least that's what my plan was. So we see the Widow immediately. So we're just like, okay, we're gonna just bubble cart here, right? Have my team walk in or be able to do their peek. You see the Ana gets asleep. She lands his anti. They force the Susu, right? Just like you just saw. Right? Our Hanzo has killed the Widow and they just rezzed. Right? So let's take a brief moment to see where everyone is positioned. Right? So my team is now following along the cart. They're taking this straight away. So as soon as the cart gets to this corner, then they'll have access with cover behind the cart to view this whole section here. Right? You see, we're waiting. That guy gets hooked and killed. But look how patient I'm waiting for the cart to move anywhere so that I can be in LOS. We see the Widow is about to LOS the cart, so we go bubble her. But you notice I bubble past, or I jump past, and we play in the bubble. We play around the corner, around the like LOS of the bubble. So now that this bubble is covering LOS, right? This Kiri cannot heal the Hog. This Widow cannot shoot my teammates unless they're like in weird positions like up here, right? this Mercy and Ashe are effectively caught out in the open, right? Imagine if Widow grappled to the Bishop, how much value would they get? Yeah, like if the Widow, instead of playing back here, like played up top here, it's free, right? It's free shots for them. They force the grapple, predictable movement. This, like, they're out in the open, these guys, right? Opportunity created, right? But watch the positioning now. So we see that the Hog, Ashe, and Mercy are pushing into our team. We see that the Ashe coaches high ground, and we push her off, right? This Hog walking on cart, there's not a whole lot you can do. Like, what am I gonna do against Hog? Like, you know, you can only block so many hooks. There's no bubble. We're already out. The Ana already used her sleep, I'm pretty sure. No, she didn't. She just didn't sleep him. So, that's an Ana diff, right? Look, we try to make a couple trades because the fight's over anyways. We're already in too deep, right? You see our teammates dying. The Widow picked, Ana's picked. The fight's over. You see right here, perfect example of forcing an enemy out to have a DPS kill them, right? If I peek any further, the Hog turns around and he hooks me, right? But we see the Hanzo on cart, right? Hopefully have some LOS of him, and she gets pushed out into open and gets killed, right? So instead of hanging cover, watching me, right? We know that we have her attention here, right? Like, we're annoying out of her. She can only look at one of us to shoot, and I'd rather her look at me because she won't kill me in one shot, right? Unfortunately, that guy gets cooked. The fight's cooked anyways. They have their supports on Hog alive. Not a whole lot we can do, right? My Juno goes out into the middle of nowhere because they're the kind of player that complains about the tank instead of playing properly. It just do be like that sometimes, right? So watch here. Very important. Dodge hook. It's like, okay, now we have 6 seconds to make a play before this guy gets hooked again and can do something. So I look engaging play. I look to occupy their Kiriko back here, so that the Kiri forces her way back into my team LOS. That or someone else comes back to try and fight me. And if these guys are busy fighting me, like, look at how many people are looking at me, the monkey, right? So we have like 3 people fighting me back here, right? And I'm playing to survive while the Hog is looking to make a trade, right? This one gets hooked and killed, right? I don't know how this Hog hasn't died at all. He's literally the only person here. We have Hanzo with Scatter. We have Ana. They use the Suzu against me. It doesn't make any sense, but it just do be like that. You know, sometimes it is your fault for like dying into them, but sometimes it's also like these guys just aren't killing them. Like, they're like nade non-existent, right? Like, let's see what happened back here. So before this Hog hooks, okay? Watch the Hog hook on the engage, right? So then I move out. Look, no sleep. Oh, there's a whiff. Nade at full HP. Right? What? Like, watch. Like, full HP nade. Why? They're gonna blame Monkey, but the Ana lands no cooldowns. The Kiri gets hooked. Doesn't even Suzu. Like, Hog doesn't die. What do you want me to do? Like, this guy just has Mercy on him. I've got 3 people back here. I've created so much space and opportunities for these guys to get a limbs, and they don't want to. Like, am I tripping? Like, am I tripping for thinking that? Does anybody like disagree? It'd be good if you guys disagree in any way. Please feel free to tell me if I'm wrong in any of these observations that we're making here. Yeah. All of that. You can't disagree. Yeah. Like this is how I view the game, right? Like, if I'm fighting 4 people and there's 4 of you guys fighting 1 Hog, like, you have Ana. Like, I don't get how he's not dying, right? I've forced the Kiri cooldowns. There's no excuse that he doesn't die. The only excuse is that they miss. But like, they have Hanzo Scatter Arrow or Storm Arrows. They have Ana Nade. They have Ana Sleep. They have Suzu. If you don't get the limb on 1 Hog, I can't help you. Now look here. Watch how many people are looking my way. Like, anywhere I jump. Okay, these guys need to like handle Bob. They sleep him, which is good. Right? Now we're like that guy just straight up dies to Bob. Oh, this Primal, I don't know why it's so wacky. I took a screenshot. Well, watch. Okay, so we hear the Bob come in here. Let me play my POV first before we do anything. Okay. So the re-engaging fight, we see the Widow, we finger. Yeah, the Widow is losing the duels, right? Like this is the thing. Like, yes, the difference between a good and bad tank is massive, right? Or it's easily noticeable by other people. But people don't notice the difference between a good and bad support or a good and bad DPS, right? Like, I'm not saying explicitly that people on my team are good or bad at the video game. But if you're going to sit here and miss abilities, like, you do not have, like, how dare you have the audacity to blame the tank? Like, if you're gonna miss your sleep and your nades and your arrows and you're gonna miss your shurikens and your scissors and you're gonna miss everything, then, like, that's a you problem. But, like, look at the space created here. I'll play it forward, like, on my POV first, and then we'll play back. See, we force Mercy out. Force the Ashe out, too. Hide a little bit so we don't get headshot by Widow. We re-engage with Bubble. Occupy this Widow, keep her busy, bulk her out apparently. Right? We chase this Mercy too. Catch the second part of her jump every single time. Right? Effectively 2 dead. The 2 most important people. The Widow and the Mercy. Alright, so let's go back to before the engagement even happens. Like during the first bubble. Alright? We'll do a little aerial view. Let's see where the enemies are at. Okay, watch. Let's see where the enemies are at. You can see what direction they're looking at too, by the way, with the arrow. Right? So you see right now 3 people on me, okay? We have Hog here, Ashe here. Right? Ashe building Bob. She chucks Bob in to contest. Right? While the monkey in backline. Right? To try and stabilize a little bit. The Hog has to fend back. The monkey re-engages with Primal. Right? Now watch, 3 people. This Kitsune is the worst Kitsune you'll ever see in your life. This one, open air Kitsune for who? For what? No one even touches this Kitsune. No one gives a about this. Right? Winston juggles the Widow out of here. The Mercy tries to peel, kills her too. Right? 2 people down. Now we've effectively traded the same thing. Because they have Hog, I have no more killing power. Because we're running Widow Kiri. There's genuinely no way that we kill this Hog ever now. Especially if this Kiri is still alive and this Ashe. Like, there's actually nothing I can do. But you see how I single-handedly pull back like 5 people or 4 people. I mean 3 people. Like look, oh no, it is 4. It's just a Hog up here now. Hog and Bob. Like I've taken out their attention without the need of being healed. By the way, like these guys are effectively dead. Right, for the few seconds that they're not around. You see, she wastes Kitsune for nothing. Like I killed 2. Nothing happens. And if nothing happens, is it really the tank fault? I don't think so. So let's go back to my perspective. Let's see what happens now. Here we try to peel for Hog. This guy just gets 1 shot trying to walk in for nothing. Pressure out Hog here. No hook. Bubble my teammates. Because we have Nano, we'll be a little sturdy back here. And we know he doesn't have hook. So we're fine. We need to dodge the next one, which we do successfully. Right? They need us. Our Widow gets diffed again. We can space out the Kiri. But then here it doesn't matter at this point. Because the Hog walks into our bubble. Like, I'm not saying I'm playing like perfect exactly. I definitely am not. Like I use 2 bubbles like kind of weird. I mean, I like here I protect my Ana with that one. Like here, like I've been giving these guys my bubbles. Right? Here I don't think I needed the nade. I think if we save nade for right here, like think about how big this nade would have been. Imagine if you just needed Ashe and Hog, right? The Kiri is forced to Suzu. Right? I get help, maybe survive, who knows? Right? Like with Monkey especially, it's all about timing. Like this guy blades and like what? Like for what? Like, it's a desperation blade, right? There's no way for him to blade. Like these guys, they need me to play the game. Right? But I also need them to play the game. Do we see the difference between this VOD and the previous VOD in terms of the decision making? Even though it's a loss. If we play that game again, would I try anything different? I'd probably just swap. If I went Diva, it's like I'll mow everybody down. If I played Junker Queen, the hog goes nowhere. Basically, how I'm explaining everything so rationally. I mean, it's just because like it happens all the time, right? Like sitting here and being mad at this kind of stuff like gets you nowhere. Like you're mad and then what? Then you're still just mad, right? So instead of being mad at every teammate that comes by, like just assume they're gonna be dog Winston and like set them up. Like I'm not saying rely on teammates, but it's a team game. Understand what your hero is capable of, and understand the situations of which you are stronger and which you need help. But I hope the VOD reviews help you guys. And it seems so. Winston.